This is Robin Hart of the Home Loans with Heart team of CMG. Today is Friday, May 15th. It's the middle of May, and it's a blue moon and wacky month. What it is, what that means is basically in this wacky month, we will have two full moons, one at the beginning and one at the very tail end. Kind of crazy on the note. Each week we do discuss with you some details on mortgages, finance, and whatnot. So let's dive into the rates. We always lead off with the rates. Rates have been on a tear, basically. We've had a week of nonstop rate alerts, which have been yucky, and there's not much hope in the coming days for those rates coming back down anytime soon. The Iranian war, which apparently is now a blockade and is no longer a war. Well, it's kind of still ongoing, I guess. But boats aren't flowing, so yeah, I'm going to say still ongoing. So the rates continue to hang high or tick up slightly. So where are the rates, you might ask? Well, according to Mortgage Nuggets, and they interview and take a survey from over 200 lenders across the nation, 30-year fixed average rate from over 200 lenders is coming in at 6.52%, while the 15-year is coming in at just 6.04%, and the 30-year VA and FHA are desperately clinging for their life to stay right at 6%. Now, these rates are all slightly higher than they were 2 weeks ago. And we do have some predictions later on in this video for you. So hang out there and stay alert. Now, there is a new sheriff in town. Rumor has it that the sheriff in town this week is now Kevin Warsh. So there are many people in the mortgage industry who are very excited about the new Fed chair. Here's what you need to know, though. He's the 17th Fed chair of the Federal Reserve. He's also a former federal Fed governor. And incidentally, he was actually appointed to that position as the youngest Fed governor in history. He was appointed at the age of 35. So he's got some legs in him. He's got some history and definitely knows about markets. Now, incidentally, I'm not excited about this piece of his history because he was a Fed governor during one of the most tumultuous periods in modern finance history. That was between 2006 and 2011. Not a favorite period of the mortgage market. So let's hope that that's not foreshadowing of anything going further. He was also a Mortgage Stanley banker, and he's known to be hawkish regarding inflation, which he loves low rates. He loves them. But he hates bailouts because he finds them inflationary. So when I say hawkish against inflation and not liking bailouts, this man is your guy. All right. Now, we are on day 75, yay, of the Iranian war, which is declared not a war, just a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz to avoid congressional oversight. A little tiny bit. All right. So since the war started, our world economy has missed approximately 1.4 billion barrels of oil that would typically be distributed in worldwide markets. And this blockage of or lack of oil is structuring sort of problems, especially in the Far East, which are impacting our prices of oil. Now, weirdly enough, we produce our own oil. We're happy with that. However, our oil sellers, if they know that they can sell the oil for more money overseas, they will. That's called the free market system. It's what we cherish about our systems. Now, here's the thing. It's not working well for us when we stop everybody else's oil. Okay. Now, so we have some predictions. Again, these are the first of these predictions. So at 90 days, China and Japan and India and even Australia, they will be intervening. That's only in about another 15 days, y'all. So although there was a big meeting this week in China with Trump, I think he was expecting and anticipating for them to be more reactionary at this point. I don't think so. But here's a reason why China, Japan, India, Australia, why they would all get together. Well, it's not just about oil. We think it's about oil. It's actually about food. You see, many of the countries from Europe, the Far East, Africa, Australia, they all depend on the fertilizers flowing from the Middle East through the Strait of Hormuz. It's about a third, a little over a third of the world's fertilizers are at a standstill, threatening the lives and health and wellness, basically, of about a third of the world. See, if you don't produce a third of the fertilizers, you pretty much get about that much reduced worldwide. So problems there. Okay. Even further pressure will come at the 120-day mark with the tech bros who will intervene. Now, you might ask why. Interestingly enough, well, about 30% of the world's helium comes from the Middle East through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this was a surprise to me. I learned a lot from this, but turns out helium is a huge item for all tech structures, whether you're talking about chips, whether you're talking about space race, whether you're talking about cell phones and chip manufacturing and data centers, all of them use helium as a coolant device. So here's the thing. You saw recently they're going to intervene. Now you'll start to see a magnification of the negativity on this war between June and July, which is why this week China looked like Tech Bros convention this week, meaning if this war continues, the technology production and pathway for AI becomes not only more difficult, but more expensive, and no more chips, no more data centers. And we now have problems building the future and or even building a cell phone at that point. So that's it in a nutshell. That's why China looked like a tech bro. Not only do they want access to more markets, they want cheaper chips, they want all these things, but they also want the Strait of Hormuz opened up as quickly as possible. So on with our predictions. So here's our prognostication that we released at the beginning of this month. We're re-releasing it to kind of get it through with you guys that this is a long-term slow draw. So one, this war, not a war, blockade will last through August. Now, in which there will be a multi-front of negotiations with multiple nations and technologies. It's not just two people anymore. It's not three people, not just Israel and US and Iran. It will be Israel, US, Iran, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, India, China. Everybody's going to get involved. It's going to be interesting. So, number two, it will be September before goods start to flow freely through the Strait of Hormuz. That's interesting. All right. It'll be a few more months. Now, three, the price of a barrel of oil will exceed $150 a barrel by the end of May. I won't be surprised by that. Okay. I won't even be surprised if it breaches $200 in June and July. Now that's a lot. That's us paying $7 a gallon of gas. Seriously. No, let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's hope I'm incredibly wrong. But that's what we're kind of looking at for a short period of time. Now, mortgage rates, I do believe they will cap at about 7.25, which is about 0.75 higher. The bond market is starting to rear its head, so it's not liking that. Also, five, food prices. I see them skyrocketing worldwide, but I also see a new resurgence of state players seeking food and water security internally, not seeking help externally and depending on trade. Now, this isolationism is not good for our farmers because our farmers typically feed the rest of the world. We're one of the bread baskets. That's a problem for our farmers. Now, number six, worldwide resurgence of green energy. Now, we in the US seem to have tossed all the subsidies and the leadership of green energy aside. I think we're going to pick it back up because people don't like their economies being yanked around due to oil dependence. So I think people are going to start to rely more towards green energy and want to go in that direction because obviously people can't get along. So you tend to seek other structures and other patterns when we can't get this. We can't depend on it. So unfortunately, China will be leading that direction. So, and number seven, a more challenging environment for technology. So it will be more challenging because that here's the thing. If you know a third of the production of helium is needed to advance your technology and a lot of your minerals and the key components that you need aren't necessarily in one place, it's going to cause problems for technology. We're dumping so much money into technology right now, from the AI race to the space race. All these technologies, including medical technologies, all of them are really important. And we're advancing all of them and putting as much money as we can into these industries. And yet, if they can't move forward, then that money will just sit and it won't help our economy. And finally, when oil prices come down, well, they will plummet within 2 years. It will take that long. It honestly will take that long to kind of regroup. And they're not going to go back to where they were. They're not going to be under $2 ever again. They, we can hope for like 250, 225. Yeah. Yay. All right. Now, what you gonna do about it? This is kind of fun. All right, so what you're going to do about it, you're going to see unnecessary costs get cut over and over and over. So you'll see coffee, eating out, fast food, etc. This is why you might see some restaurants and other entertainment sectors struggle. Some of the lower income sectors will do a little bit better. But the higher income sectors, they might struggle a little bit, kind of mid-level restaurants. Now, I do see people limiting their gas expenses, things like find and use a car that gets better gas mileage. That just seems like makes sense. Number three, limit gas expenses. Businesses may be going to like a 4-day work week, uh, um, or leaning into the COVID procedures for on-site work days, like a 2-3-2 schedule, meaning 2 days in the office, the next week, 3 days in the office, and then the third week, 2 days back in the office. It worked for COVID. It'll work again if people start grumbling about the higher prices of oil. All right. Now, also, we can see join a community farm or CSA, community supported agriculture. These have become more and more popular as people are seeking non-chemical related food sources, and they've been popular from the 90s all the way up and becoming, and now there's thousands of them. Check it out, might help. All right. You can also lean into modern technology for growing your own food, aka garden. Check it out. You can grow your own vegetables, you can grow your own herbs, all kinds of things you can do now with technology, and it'll plug into your phone. Number five, on those birthday traditions and anniversaries, go without the helium balloons. Yeah, sorry for the wedding planners, but guess what? It's all good. That's a small feature that we can all live with. If you need a laptop or a cell phone, go get it now. Don't wait till later. It'll be more expensive. And if you own a home, invest in energy efficient upgrades like insulation or new windows. Because guess what? Just because the price of oil goes up also means other energy sectors will also aggressively go up. Now, number five, you're going to find this interesting, but buy a house if you're renting. Here's why. Housing is actually a hedge against inflation, and I'll release some more videos about that coming forward. Now, also, if you don't like what's happening, call your congressman. I mean, that's my general answer all the time. Call your congressman if you don't like it. All right. Now, let's get on to the fun stuff. Okay. This is actually kind of cool, and because we're dealing with so many wars and devastation, I just want you to know there are some Gaza sisters that won an award for construction innovation. Now, their home was bombed and they live in a tent, but despite enduring some acute hardships and fear of further bombing, these two Gazan sisters have won an award for an innovation that could help Palestinians rebuild their communities. Now, amid all the devastation and destruction and airstrikes, in their homeland by Israel forces. So it's Tala Musa, she's 17, sister is Farah, she's 15. And they developed a technique to transform rubble from damaged buildings into reusable, non-load bearing blocks for applications such as garden beds and pavements and partitions. So kudos to them. It's kind of cool that the younger generation is trying to find a pathway forward. So I love it. All right. Here's our meme of the week. It's the millennials waiting on the housing market to crash so if they buy their first home. And again, this is news to most millennials, but as inflation rises, the cost to build a home also rises, which means existing homes also rise. Inflation is fighting you. Sorry about that. All right, go buy a home today. All right, when is the best time to buy? I'm going to tell you right now, best time to buy is as soon as you are ready, go get a house. It will hedge your bets against inflation. Okay? All right, that's it in a nutshell. If you like this video, please follow us on any of our social media outlets. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. I'm Robin Hart with the Home Loans with Hart team of CMG, where we are here to help you build wealth every single day. I'm so sorry this video was so long, but there's a lot going on. I don't know what to tell you. All right, have a great day. Bye. Have a great week.